Okay, so just looking at the formulas for this section, we're working with interior and exterior angles of polygons. If I drew, for example, this says any polygon, so I'm just going to draw a four-sided, real weird figure, okay? So that's a quadrilateral, it's a four-sided figure. For angles, if it's four sides, interior angles would be something like this. Exterior angles is if I kept going with these segments, making it some sort of ray here, that would be an exterior angle, okay? But for right now, let me just focus on the actual polygon. So this could be any polygon. If it's a regular polygon, all these sides and angles have to be equal. So that's fine. That could just be any polygon for these ones. However, if it's going to be regular, for it to be a regular quadrilateral, it ends up being a square because all the angles end up being the same. And in this case, it's 90 degrees. It's not always 90 degrees, but in a quadrilateral it is. So all the angles are the same, all the sides are the same. So that's what it means by regular, okay? Now, working with some of the interior angles. So how to figure out, for example, this, the sum, how much it would add up to. Now, you might know already that this is 360, but it changes when we add more or get rid of the amount of sides, okay? So that's how much it adds up to. So in this case, it would have been 360. We get that by taking the number of sides. So here would be 4. 4 minus 2. And then times 180. That ends up giving us the 360. Now, sum of exterior angle measures. So that means if I drew off the exterior here, 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 and here, all four of the exterior always add up to 360 no matter what. Moving on to this part, it's interior and exterior angles of regular polygons. When they're all the same, more properties happen. So if we want to just find a single angle of the regular polygon, we would pretty much just take the sum and divide it by the number of sides. So that's what we did here. We take the sum divided by the number of sides. N is this means, sorry, you can't see that. N just means the number of sides, okay? So here it's n minus 2 times 180 divided by n. So you just divide it by the number of sides. So that just finds one angle. So in this case, it would find like that angle specifically. Okay, exterior angle measures of a regular polygon. You take 360, which is what they all add up to, and divide it by the number of sides yet again. So 360 divided by n. Lastly, it says the number of sides of a regular polygon. So if I wanted to find these sides, I would have taken the degrees that the number of exterior degrees and divide it by the exterior angle measure. This doesn't really make too much sense yet. Once we get to the practice problem, it will. So we'll get there. Don't worry. But that's the formula. I end up just solving for it. I don't usually use this formula, but you can. That's why it's there, okay? So looking at here, it says find the sum of the interior angles of a 15-gon. That just means for us that n equals 15 because n means the number of sides. And that's what that is. The sum is equal to this formula, so I figured out this formula by just going back in my notes. So I have S equals 15 minus 2 times 180. That's 15 minus 2 gives you 13, so it's 13 times 180. 13 times 180 equals 2,340, and don't forget your degrees. So if you have a 15-sided figure, it adds up to that much, the interior angles. Find the measure of each interior angle of a regular pentagon. So I already think pentagon is a 5-sided figure, so that means n equals 5. Find the measure of each. So we want each, and it's regular. So I go back into my formulas. This is the formula I want to use. So I have n, which is 5. So it's 5 minus 2 times 180 divided by 5. Okay, 5 minus 2 is 3. 3 times 180 divided by 5. Okay, 3 times 180 gives me 540. So I get 540 divided by 5. And my answer is 108. So each individual angle would be 108 degrees. What is the measure of each exterior angle of a regular 24 gon? So that just means n equals 24. So that's how many sides we get. And we're given the exterior angle equals 360 divided by n. So I'm just going to plug it in here. I get exterior angle equals 360 divided by 24. I get exterior angle equals 360 divided, no, I'm so sorry, equals 15 degrees. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay. If the exterior angle of a regular polygon equals 40, so the exterior angle equals 40, how many sides does the polygon have? Yes, we have a formula for this. I just like doing it this way better, okay? So what we have here is the exterior angle equals 40. This equals 40 degrees. So I'm going to plug in 40 there and solve for n. Here we want to multiply. Ooh, tripod is going. Times by n, those cancel out, leaving me with 40n equals 360 divided by 40. I like doing it this way personally because of the fact that I feel like I don't ever really remember that that's the formula. Now we should know that it ends up switching because of SOHCAHTOA, but I always just do it this way, but it's up to you. In my head I think more like 36 divided by 4, which gives me 9. That's what we get. N equals 9, so this just means that it's 9-sided, okay? Oh, I like this next one. It says 5 angles of a hexagon. That's the most important part to start with. Sorry, it's supposed to have the A on that. You got to think hexagon. What does that mean? That means 6-sided. Okay. So we get 5 angles of a 6-sided figure. So we're missing one of the angles. Measure, blah, 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 blah. What is the measure of the 6th angle? So this is actually my step 1. I don't actually know how much a hexagon adds up to, so I'm going to do that real quick. So I have S equals N. So it's 6 minus 2 times 180, which is equal to 4 times 180, which is 360 times 2, 720. Okay, so that's how much all of it should add up to. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of it. So what I'm going to do is I am going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them up and then subtract it from this. So this is my step 2. So really what you're doing is you're taking this 720 and you're subtracting off 119 plus 129 plus 104 plus 139 plus 95, okay? And then I'm going to put this pretty much in my calculator. That's what I do at least. 720 minus, oh, I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second. That is 586. Okay, so I put that in my calculator again. 134, though honestly we could have done that in our head. 134 is my final answer, so that's the missing 6th measure. Okay, number 6. It says the sum of the interior angles of a polygon is that 1,620 degrees. So the whole sum adds up to this. How many sides does the polygon have? So I want to find the number of sides, which is n, given that this here is s, okay? The sum is s. So I have 1,620 equals n minus 2 times 180. This is nice. We got to do some math gymnastics here. Divide by 180. Divide by 180. Cancels out there. If I'm right, we get 9 there. Yep, 9 equals n minus 2. I can bring that down without the parentheses because there's nothing that's going to help me there. Add the 2 to both sides. Don't forget to do that. That's the step that most people forget for whatever reason. I don't know, but this just means that the number of sides that we have is 11, so it's 11 sides. Okay? Number 8, it says, what is the sum of the measures of the exterior angles of a non-agon? 9 sides. The cool part about this is, no matter what, the sum of the exterior angles is 360 degrees. Didn't even have to do any work. It didn't matter what they told me there, as long as it's exterior angles sum, 360. Okay, looking at this next one, just gotta say, beautiful picture on my part. It's about to get real bad with those pictures though. Number 13 says, find the value of x. First thing I gotta think is, okay, that's what they want. I'm gonna put 90 here. For whatever reason, a lot of you forget the 90. Don't forget the 90. Yeah, I don't know how much this adds up to. So the first thing I gotta figure out is what kind of polygon is this? So let me count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm not saying that they're equal sides. I don't know that. Clearly they're not because it's not a regular polygon. Those aren't all the same. But at least I can go, okay, I now know that this thing has 7 sides. I think it was 7. Yeah, it is 7. Okay. So I know n equals 7. So let's figure out how much this all adds up to first. I'm going to use my formula. S equals n minus 2 times 180. S equals 7 minus 2 times 180. 5 times 180. So we're almost there. We get S equals 900. So the whole thing adds up to 900 degrees, okay? Now we got to figure out what this is. So let's add all of these and subtract it from 900. That'll give us our x. So this is the formula that I used. I went, okay, x plus 90 plus 148 plus 140 plus 136 plus x plus 142 plus 150. Make sure I didn't forget any. Equals 900, okay? Combine. Oh my goodness, I put x twice. We're gonna start, sorry about that. We're gonna combine those ones. I get x plus 806 equals 900. Subtract 806. We can do that in our head. Okay. I get x equals 94 degrees. That's my missing side. Okay, yet again, I am so sorry for this drawing. I did not have a ruler when I was doing this, and it just didn't work every time I tried. It says, if the figure below is a regular polygon, that means all the sides and all of the angles are congruent, okay? So, you get what I'm talking about. This is a 10-sided figure. I know that because I counted the picture, not because mine looks like it's 10-sided. It is 10-sided, it just doesn't look it, okay? So, what I'm going to say is it's a regular polygon. So, let's first figure out, I can figure out specifically how much this angle is, okay? So, I'm going to use the formula that they give. So, when you're just looking for an individual angle here, we're going to do n minus 2 times 180 divided by n, okay? N in this case is 10. Figured this out, and I'm going to plug in. So I get n, s over n equals 10 minus 2 times 180 over 10. S over n equals 8 times 180 over 10. S over n equals 1,440 divided by 10. Yet again, cross out those zeros. S over n equals 144. And that is how much this should add up to. Okay? That's what that is. That is not my answer. That's just how much this angle should. All of these are 144, 144, 144, okay? You can do this a couple different ways. You could have said, okay, then multiply this by 10 and set it equal to the full amount, but I'm doing it the easier way, okay? So I'm just saying 10x plus 4 equals 144, okay? Should use a different color, sorry about that. Minus 4, I get 10x equals 140 divided by 10. Divide by 10, yet again, we can do that in our heads. X equals 14. That's what they wanted to know. We're good on that. Super cool thing, okay? Looking at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 5-sided figure, and these are all exterior angles. Thing about the exterior angles, they equal 360 degrees when you add them up. So I'm going to do this plus this plus this plus this plus this equals 360, okay? So it's going to be a long equation. I have 5x plus 4. I'm just going to start here. Plus 4x plus 9 plus 9x minus 6 plus 4x minus, nope, plus 1 plus 1 plus 7x plus 4 equals 360. They all exteriors add up to 360. I'm going to find the terms that I need to combine. Let me just underline all the x terms because I know there's only x and constants. So 5 plus 9 plus 9, 5 plus 4 plus 9 plus 4 plus 7 gives me a total of 29x. 4 plus 9 minus 6 plus 1 plus 4 is plus 12. And that equals 360. And then we're just going to solve. Subtract 12, 29x equals 360, so 348 divided by 29, I get x equals 12, okay? So the only other thing that I wanted to actually show you is, if you're still watching, you had a question on your SAT test that a lot of you got incorrect, mainly because we didn't really work too much on interior angles yet. You guys all pretty much figured out, given that these are all 60, we figured that out. That's awesome. So most of you put the answer as 60. However, they wanted to know the measure of the interior angle, okay? So when you're thinking interior angle, think they want the whole part from here to here. So that's why it was 120, okay? That's it.